Hey, this is Freelancing Adam, and in this video, I'm going to share with you why my wife Kristen and I are investing in real estate in Tulum, Mexico, and we're super excited. First of all, I'm Freelancing Adam. I've been nomadic along with my wife for about 6 years now, and in early 2021, my wife and I will be packing up again and heading to Mexico, specifically Tulum. And if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I'm all about helping existing and aspiring expats and digital nomads to make the move abroad. So first of all, let me talk about what we're buying. We actually got into a pre-construction deal where the specific condos that we're buying are to be delivered in early 2023. And for those of you that are thinking, oh, this is probably some guy that just got into some silly opportunity, we've done our diligence and we'll continue. I mean, if you just follow my channel, as I continue to move forward towards, that whole the development actually being completed. I mean, I'm going to share my entire story. So, I will not hold anything back. I'll be fully transparent. We're really excited because the developer we're working with has a really long track record developing in the Maya Riviera. And they actually sold out the pre-construction. A lot of times the concerns you'll have around pre-construction is like if you get in and there hasn't been much demand drummed up yet, and you're one of those early buyers, well, if they aren't able to fulfill, if they don't get that, that investment that they need, then the thing can fall apart. But in this case, this group has such a great track record. As I said, they have partnerships with a number of different, influential brands. And so they were able to drive a lot of interest and actually sell it out as soon as they made the opportunity available. So we're really excited because, we were able to snatch up one of the last remaining spots, the last remaining condos. So we got a stunning 2-bed, 2-bathroom luxury condo in a neighborhood called La Veleta on Tulum's Golden Mile. Okay, so Tulum, the cities that you're probably familiar with if you've heard of the Riviera Maya are Cancun. All right, these are all in the Caribbean, and then a little like 50 miles south of that is Playa del Carmen, and then south of that is Tulum. And you're going to want to stick with me so you can understand why Tulum represents such a great opportunity and why we're so excited. But as for the actual condos themselves, it is the community is a high-end community, and it's centered around a high-end oasis. So the condos will have marble finishes, but then that oasis will have a swim-up bar. There'll be a co-working space, a cafe, a children's area, a gym, state-of-the-art gym, a fire pit. So let me get into the reasons now. 31 reasons that I've listed here as to why we're making this decision. And I'm hoping by sharing our story, if you're somebody who's gotten excited about this idea of potentially becoming an expat and looking at Mexico, you'll have a good understanding of why we did it. That might help you inform your own decisions. First of all, we're at the point where we're just fed up with the USA. We're fed up with the politics. We're fed up with the civil unrest. We both are from the Midwest. So I'm from Minneapolis. I'm sorry, I grew up in Milwaukee. I lived in Minneapolis as well. My wife is from Minnesota. And so we were, the areas that were affected by the riots, I actually, because we've traveled and we've been other places, I needed to go home to, both Minneapolis and Milwaukee and see the damage that was done firsthand to believe it. And it just stunned me. It just left me feeling just really sad about the state of things in the U.S. And it's sort of contributed to, this feeling that, hey, I want to create and other opportunities for myself. I don't want to be tethered to the United States because I think there's just a lot of uncertainty in this country right now. And I just think it's a smart move to pursue sovereignty, personal sovereignty, like have a real sense of freedom that you're not just tethered to the United States in everything that's going on here, right? And you may be someone who doesn't quite see things in the same light that I do, but I'm just giving you some background so you can understand why we're making this decision. Beyond that, though, Kristen and I are both adventurers at heart. We've really enjoyed being nomadic, and we're ready for our next adventure. And both of us have work from anywhere income. I'm actually an online freelancer, so I have clients throughout the world. Actually, the majority of them are in the U.S. right now, but the other reason I want to get outside of the U.S. is because I want to start establishing my business in the same sense that I don't want to be from the standpoint of where I'm living. I don't want to be tethered to the U.S. I also don't want my business to be tethered to it. I want to be able to generate clients in other places too. And it just is always helpful, as I'm sure, if you think about it, if you want to, for example, get clients in a local area, it is helpful to be in that area. Like I want to actually, I'm very big on supporting the community that I'm a part of. So I'm excited to move to Mexico, to immerse in a new community, and to provide my services to the local community, in addition to all the work I do with my clients all over the world. So I'm just really excited about that. So next, why Mexico? First of all, it's very expat friendly. It's super easy to move there. I'm not going to go into, the ways you can achieve, residency and get visas in Mexico. I'll link in the description of this video to another video I did that talks about basically the 3 different types of visas if you're considering moving to Mexico. It's also a huge and diverse country, and it's diverse in terms of culture, in terms of climate, in terms of landscape. And so, it's great to be in a country, as opposed to maybe smaller countries that have the weather, have certain other factors, but just don't have that diversity. And, Kristen and I are as excited as to explore the whole country as we are to be moving to Mexico. There's just a lot of amazing things to see and do throughout that country. There's Mexico City there as well, which I think seems like a fascinating place that I'm really excited to check out. We're really excited to experience the food there. We're actually vegan, and so where we live right now, there are very few options. In Mexico, Mexican food is just vegetarian and vegan friendly to begin with. So we're just really excited to be able to explore the country and the cuisine. It's also easy to travel between the U.S. and Mexico, and the time zone are relatively similar, right? So that's another benefit for me, being that so many of my clients are in the U.S. I'll be on time zones in Mexico that are compatible with my clients. Most people know this. The cost of living can be dramatically lower. I mean, depending on the lifestyle you want, you can actually definitely approach cost of living that's similar to the U.S. But if you're somebody who's pretty frugal, there's just so many ways you can realize some serious savings living in Mexico. There's tons to see and do, as I just alluded to. Great year-round weather. Okay, now I want to break this down even further. So why Mexico? I've sort of listed reasons for that. Specifically, the Riviera Maya. Why we were, when we were set this intention to invest in Mexico, the Riviera Maya appealed to us for a number of reasons. And Riviera Maya, as I believe I already mentioned, really there's the 3 main cities. You've got Cancun, you've got Playa del Carmen further south, and then below that to the south is Tulum. All right. It's a beautiful area. It spans 80 miles of stunning Caribbean coast. Cancun has a top-notch, this was supposed to say airport. And obviously that's important to us because we are still going to be making a lot of visits home. And so having an airport is really important. It's got great golf courses. I'm someone who, golf is my favorite thing to do. So I really wanted to go somewhere where, we can get ideally year-round golf, which we'll be able to do there. English is spoken everywhere. There's great food. It's an international dining scene in the Maya Riviera. Pretty much, there's just incredible restaurants, and it's a great expat community there too. So now to drill even further down, why Tulum? Well, my wife has always been fascinated by ruins, and I am too. So it'll be really cool. There's a ton of archaeological ruins in Tulum. It's got the year-round tropical warmth, but also those soothing sea breezes. So, it is going to be hot and humid for large stretches of the year, but being near to the ocean is really helpful with that. You just get the breezes, right? Which mitigates that a little bit. You got lagoons, beaches, and wildlife-rich wetlands. It's an ideal location for digital nomads. It's got a rustic, low-key, laid-back vibe. And what I like about Tulum specifically is that while they are, going to continue to develop the area, they're keeping the buildings low-rise. So it's just going to retain this vibe that's different than like Cancun is this bustling, tourist city. Even Playa del Carmen has gotten quite, built up. And in Tulum, they're really intending to preserve sort of the charming aspects of the town, right? Now, to drill even further, the neighborhood that we're living in is called La Veleta, all right? And so it's a prime location on what is being called Tulum's Golden Mile. So the street that we actually are on, the development is on, goes, we're about a 15-minute drive from the beach. And that specific area is just becoming super chic and trendy. The neighborhood's going to continue to be developed. And I want to really go into more depth on what I'm calling the opportunity. It's when we were thinking about what we want to invest in, we actually did want to have a place that we would be very comfortable living in long term, because we're really looking at this as just the beginning of like an international real estate portfolio. So the first one we invest in, we'd like to also consider our home base, right? And but the potential for fantastic rental returns there, I mean, is just incredible. The peak season is getting longer and longer as tourists come from all over the globe. There's a premium holiday season, so you can really charge premiums. If like we want to go back for the holidays, we'll have no problem renting out our place and getting really good rents during those periods. And then the area is not only attracting the tourists now, it's also attracting a lot of longer stay folks because it has all the amenities. It has everything that you would need if you did want to stay long term. Now, to get really into the more depth on this specific opportunity, one thing that's really cool about Tulum is land. There's sort of this built-in scarcity of developable land because of what I've heard some people refer to as the squeeze. So to the south of Tulum is biosphere. This is land that the government is not going to allow to be developed. It's just not developable land. To the north, there's protected ruins that, again, cannot be developed. And then in front is the Caribbean. And again, they're limiting development in Tulum, and specifically like where we are along the beach. I mean, of course, there'll be some of that land developed, but it's limited. And so it's all, this all contributes just to this reality that, scarce land, the land that you can buy to develop is scarce, and owning real estate that is rare, discreet, and exclusive is going to set us up beautifully for explosive rental demand and rapid potential for appreciation gains. So we're just really excited. When we were considering, looking abroad and looking elsewhere to invest, we thought of different places like Panama, Ecuador, Mexico, for a number of reasons. And I would say mostly in particular, the fact that it's so convenient for us to get back to the US if we want to, right? To visit family. And it's just so expat friendly. And then Tulum being this great opportunity just sealed the deal for us. So, as a result, we decided we're going to make the move. And we love the options this is going to give us. Like, as I said, once the condos are ready to be delivered, our intention is to live there, but we're always going to have that opportunity. Once we decide maybe we want to explore another part of the world, we'll easily be able to rent this out at return. At least that's what we, of course, no one can make guarantees, right? But we feel really confident in that, and then through a membership we have to a specific community, which I'll also link to in the description below, we were able to secure a really great group pricing and financing with a developer. I'm not going to go into details on that, but if you'd like more information on that, I have no financial incentive. I'm not partnered in any way with the developer, but I'd be happy to share their information because they are actively, looking to develop. They have banked land all over that area, and they're connected to people that have banked land. They just have a really great network, and more opportunities I'm sure will come. So if you want, more details on that, leave a comment, let me know. And of course, make sure you, if you want to know more, just in general about living, earning, investing in paradise abroad, be sure, if you haven't yet, to subscribe to my channel, and definitely visit my website at expattoparadise.com. And I look forward to continuing to bring great videos, giving you insights on, how to be an expat, how to pursue a life of living and earning and investing abroad. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Again, make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you again soon.